G'day and welcome to NZFPB Ground Station. Today's video we're going to do a review on this SQ8 mini DVR camera, which is in the price range of between $12 New Zealand and $25 New Zealand. So basically what you get in the box is you got your clip, your mount there, your clip where your camera clips onto it, USB cable, and your camera yourself. So our main focus is to review this camera. This camera here, it has a camera focuses in. You got a mini USB port on the side, a TF card, which is another word for a micro SD card, and on the top you got an on and off, and you got your mode button. And then in the front of your camera you got your main lens and your 4 infrared LEDs for illuminating doing night shots and that. Now this camera claims to do 180p, which will do it to a test. Now let's go with the functions on this camera here. Now the main function is to turn it on. You got to hold the on and off button for a few seconds until the blue light comes on. Now your blue light's on, that is in standby mode, and that means it's in 720p. Now to change it to 1080p, you just press the mode button here once, and you'll see it flash purple and blue. And then if we do the same again, press the mode button just briefly, it comes as a red. That's your still photos. Now to take a photo with still, you just press this button here, just one click, and you notice that the light flashes and then goes back into red. That's taking a photo. Now if we go back to the mode for 720p, to record video you do the same thing again. You just press the button, light flashes and goes off. Now there is a there's a slight hiccup here, is you don't know whether this camera is recording or it's off. I've played around with it, and that's the issue I've got with this camera. And if you want to stop the video, you just press the on and off button again, and it stops your video. And same as with the 1080p. Again, you press the record button, which is your on and off, which is your multi-function button. You press that once, starts flashing, and then the light goes out and it's recording. Again, you don't know whether that's recording or the camera is off or on. The only way you can find out is when you press the button once and then that light comes back up. It could do with another light to say it's actually recording or something like that, or one for like an on LED to say it's on, and one to say it's doing recording. That's the only complaint I've got with this one. Now along the front here we've got those infrared LEDs. Now to turn those on, we've got to hold this button here, the on off button, for 3 seconds. I've actually had to play around with it. It's a little bit tricky to get the LEDs on, but to get it on you got to press the on and off button for about 3 seconds, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see it's turned on. To turn it off, you press the button again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's off. And of course with the status LED, you press the button 1, 2, 3, 4, you notice it flashes red and then blue, and that means that your IR is working. It can be, when you first try it, it takes a little bit of a while to get used to the camera, how it's handling, because you ain't got really 2 buttons to play around with. You ain't got like your mode button and your on and off. that's the only that's the other complaint there too, is it's it can be difficult to, you know, operate, but once you master it, it comes a little bit easier. The whole construction of the camera, to turn it off, you just hold the button there for about 5 seconds until that light will go off. 3, 4, 5, and then that's it. Now the only complaint here, the other complaint here is like the SD card. Is you gotta, when you insert it, you gotta make sure that the pins are facing forward of the camera lens, and of course sometimes it can be a little bit jiggery to get it in. I found that out the hard way. It wouldn't go in, and then when I had a look on the internet, it kept on saying TF card, but when I had a look at what the definition of a TF card is, it's the same as a micro SD card. Overall, the construction of the base is metal. It claims to have a battery life of, well, not battery life, power life of 100 minutes before you go recharge it again. And of course the manual states you got to charge the battery up for about 1 to about 3 hours until it's fully charged. Here are some clips that I've taken with it, with both at 720p, 180p, and some still shots of it. 720p resolution. Ten 1080p resolution. Here is the properties of both videos, 720p and 1080p. It shows the resolution and the bit rate. And here is the information on the still photos it takes. It's JPEG at 4032 by 3024. Radio, the sum up, the pros and cons. Now the pros of it, it's nice and lightweight, metal construction. The video quality is, you know, reasonable. It's not that great. And now the cons of it is the buttons here. You only got 2 buttons here, which are very hard to. Once you get used to it, you know, it's easy to operate. And also it states in the indicator LED, tells you when you're in what video resolution, what photo mode, but when you're recording, the light goes off and you don't know whether it's recording or whether the camera's turned off, or whether it's, you know, or low battery or something like that. Now it claims to be as 720p and also 180p at 30 frames per second. After analysing the video, it does do what it says it does, but there is a little bit of a frame dropout. It's probably because of the encoding. The other thing too, it doesn't have stabilisation video. So in other words, any bumps in that, you're going to pick up on the camera. It gets a little bit jittery. All in all, being, you know, just you know, the size of it, you know, this is my hand, or I'll compare it to the your standard component cable. You can see the size of it, so it's really small. The other con is that it says it's got a TV out, and I haven't got that to work. And also the same with motion detect on it, which still needs to be, you know, played around with. But for now, I just wanted to get the review out and say, yep, this is definitely reasonable to put on your quad or your aeroplane without spending, you know, big money for other brands out there. So for the price of the money, you basically get what you get, and you're not getting really cheap junk, and you're not getting top quality stuff. You're getting the stuff in between. Would I recommend this to anybody? If you're not too fussed on you know, having really high definition videos, I would say yes. I mean, for the price of the camera, you just want to put something, you know, like in your quad and that, and something that's going to get banged up all the time, and this here can take the punishment. That's it for today. Bye for now.